Welcome to This Explainer, everybody. Today we're taking a really close look at what's gotta be the most invisible yet absolutely dominant force in the entire retail world right now. We're gonna unpack a phenomenon that has literally rewired how we buy, what we wear, and exactly how things are made behind the scenes. So, if you think you know how the clothes in your closet actually got there, well, you might want to buckle up. We're looking at the insane rise of a brand new business model, the dark velocity driving it, and the hidden realities of $5 fashion. Just take a look at the sheer scale of what we're talking about here. It is wild. On one side of the equation, you have legacy mall brands, right? We're talking H&M, Zara, massive, globally recognized empires with thousands of physical storefronts in pretty much every major city on Earth. But then on the other side, you have Shein, a mysterious, completely invisible Chinese app. And honestly, here's the staggering part. This single app became more valuable than both of those legacy giants put together. I mean, it's an absolute titan of industry operating entirely right there on the phones in our pockets. Okay, let's dive into this because this is the billion-dollar question. How exactly did an invisible app conquer the fashion industry? Like, how do you overtake the biggest names in global retail without maintaining thousands of physical brick-and-mortar stores? How do you stay so completely out of sight in the physical world, yet so incredibly dominant in the digital and financial one? Well, the answer actually isn't about having better fashion designers. No, it's about fundamentally changing the machinery of the supply chain itself. So we're no longer just talking about fast fashion. This is ultra fast fashion. It's a completely data-driven business model that drastically accelerates manufacturing to match trends in real time. The secret weapon here isn't some visionary creative director guessing what colors we're going to like next season. No, the weapon is data. It's a system built on eliminating the guesswork entirely, allowing for a frankly impossible scale of production based strictly on what the numbers are telling the machines to make at any given second. All right, section one, the freight train supply chain, which is essentially the old way of retail. To truly grasp how disruptive this new app is, we really need to understand what it replaced. Think of the traditional fashion supply chain like a massive, heavy freight train. Step one, you design the clothes months and months in advance. Step two, you mass manufacture those designs in giant bulk quantities just to get the cost down. Step three, you load all those thousands of garments onto that metaphorical freight train and ship them globally to warehouses and stores. And finally, step four, you simply hope it sells. Once that freight train leaves the station, it is locked on a set track. It's incredibly slow to load, it definitely can't change direction, and if consumers decide they don't actually like those styles when they finally arrive at the end of the line, well, you're left with massive piles of unsold inventory. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how we pivot to section two, the short order algorithm or the new way of doing things. This new ultra-fast model completely shatters that old freight train idea. Instead, it operates kind of like a vast network of thousands of hyper-fast short order cooks. The app itself acts as this massive digital nervous system. It just sits there tracking every single click, every like, every screen pause across millions of users. And the moment it detects a microtrend sparking, boom, it instantly sends micro-batch orders directly to this network of factories. These factories, our short order cooks, immediately whip up exactly what is being demanded in real time. There are no massive bulk orders up front, no guessing months in advance. It's just a highly sensitive system reacting instantly to your clicks. And here is the end game for the consumer on the other side of the screen: $5. Because this data-driven manufacturing system is so ruthlessly efficient, and because it entirely bypasses physical storefronts and all that traditional retail overhead, it can deliver highly trendy, essentially on-demand garments for the price of a cup of coffee. It is digital convenience maximized to its absolute peak. But, we really have to pause here for a second. Because when you accelerate a global supply chain to this level of speed, when you create what is essentially a dark velocity driven purely by algorithms and data, there are consequences that go far beyond the convenience of a digital shopping cart. We have to look past the screen. So the crucial point is laid out in section 3, the true cost of $5, taking a close look at the environmental reality. We really have to figure out who or what is actually footing the bill here. Because as one investigation noted, and this is a direct quote, the truth behind their supply chain is more terrifying than you think. We are objectively looking at an environmental impact that scales every bit as aggressively as the app's user base. When you have a business model fundamentally designed around ultra-fast, disposable, data-driven manufacturing, the environmental footprint scales right alongside it.
The sheer volume and velocity of materials being processed, produced, and shipped globally just to satisfy instant microtrends, it creates an intense and deeply concerning physical reality on the ground.
So we're left with this stark duality. On one hand, we have pure digital convenience, right? Instant microtrends and a $5 price tag. It's completely frictionless. But that convenience demands a really heavy physical cost, massive overproduction, and a severe environmental footprint. A system designed to pump out ultra-cheap clothing at light speed is inherently a system creating a massive, terrifying environmental impact. This is the duality of ultra-fast fashion. You have a perfectly polished digital experience that's masking a heavy, industrial, and highly impactful physical operation. So why does this matter to you? Well, because every piece of data driving this massive industrial machine starts with the user.
Which brings us to our final thought. The entire architecture of this ultra-fast $5 fashion empire, this vast network of short-order factory cooks, only functions because it is constantly being fed data. It literally reacts to our likes, our scrolling, our purchases. It's essentially a mirror of consumer behavior amplified by an algorithm. So, if the data is what truly drives the machine, what happens when we stop clicking? Think about your own role in that nervous system the next time you open a shopping app. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this helped you see the invisible machinery all around us just a little bit more clearly.